Today we're going to be talking about modes of inheritance for psychic abilities within the Dasa-Raven pedigree. So the first thing we're going to do is X out anything that it could not be. For us, that's going to be the Y-linked trait. We know it's not Y-linked because then all the males would have psychic abilities. However, we have two females that are showing the trait. Therefore, it could not be Y-linked. Next, we're going to look at X-linked dominant. So in order for this to be X-linked dominant, Sarah would need to inherit a big R from one parent. However, because both of them are not showing the trait, they're recessive, and therefore Sarah cannot inherit the big R she would need. Therefore, it cannot be X-linked dominant. Next, we're going to look at X-linked recessive. For this one, we're going to assume that Grandma Baxter is heterozygous so that she could pass on the little r to one of her offspring to carry the trait. Sarah would need to inherit a little r from each parent in order for it to be X-linked recessive. However, she cannot inherit a little r from Grandpa Baxter, therefore it is not X-linked recessive. Next, we're going to look at autosomal dominant. We're going to assume that both parents are little a because they don't have the trait. However, Sarah would need to receive a big A from at least one parent in order for her genotype to match her phenotype. However, this is not possible given her parents' genotypes. Therefore, we know that it's not autosomal dominant. Next, we're going to look at autosomal recessive. We're going to assume that both of her parents are heterozygous. This gives them ability to pass on an A to their children, a little a to their children. Sarah can receive a little a from dad and a little a from mom, which is consistent with her phenotype. We're going to assume Victor is heterozygous as well because his daughter Raven has psychic abilities. And we're going to assume Tanya is also heterozygous for the same reason. Now Raven can inherit a little a from her dad and a little a from her mom and have a genotype that matches her phenotype. Corey could be homozygous dominant or heterozygous in this situation. Next, we're going to look at Devon. He would have to be heterozygous because his son Booker has psychic abilities. Here, Booker is able to inherit a little a from his dad and a little a from his mom, which will give him the psychic abilities, therefore his genotype matching his phenotype. Nia would then have to be heterozygous for her genotype to match. We now see the genotypes filled out on this entire pedigree and know that the mode of inheritance has to be autosomal recessive.